It's the Metro on WDET Detroit Public Radio. I'm Tia Graham. Now, we talk a lot about local arts and culture, and that's seen right here on the Metro every single day from 10 to 12. Yet we haven't talked much about Detroit's film community. The thriving scene continues to produce fan-favorite shows and movies, which can often be found on Tubi and YouTube. The local artists and creators in Detroit continue to do what they can with what they have, yet resources and access to them are limited. But the city of Detroit wants to make a change. The city is offering a new initiative to support local film creators called Film Detroit. The city wants to attract film creatives, from actors to production assistants to directors, to connect and learn more about what the city has to offer. This Wednesday, September 10th, the city is hosting its first Film Detroit outreach session. It'll include food, music, and networking. To talk a little bit more about Film Detroit, we have Chantal Cook, program coordinator for Film Detroit. Welcome to the Metro.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So just jumping in, why is it so important to the city of Detroit to branch out and invite talented filmmakers and more to network?
It's important because when I've been speaking to a lot of the filmmakers, they know how much other cities, other states, even internationally, we are so respected, we are renowned, we are not just living the narratives, we create the narratives. And they love our work, they love the masterpieces, and a lot of them have been successful on their own right without a city support, from us, or they've been doing the film festival tours and they're getting standing ovations. So I feel that now is the time for the city, along with the community, to come together, because there's always going to be another generation behind those successful people who are going to need that guidance, that mentorship. So the city is trying to do our part.
And just thinking about the arts and culture scene within the city of Detroit in general, I think about just hearing folks say there aren't opportunities here for us to do and pursue these careers, especially when we talk about film, losing those tax credits years ago in the state of Michigan, and just watching some of that dry up. Can you talk about the life that you're seeing kind of flood back into that zone of film here in Detroit?
Well, Detroit, we're very resilient.
Yeah.
And we always gonna make something out of nothing. And my credit and my hat and my respect goes to those filmmakers and those production teams. But right now, I think it's time for the city to give people a chance to not have to feel like they have to go somewhere else. And part of Film Detroit is doing our part to retain that talent and to also work with those people who have been putting in the work.
And I'm thinking about the city of Detroit's cable channels, the programming that we have. So for folks who don't know, what are those channels? What should people know about the Access Cable Network channels?
Yeah. Access Public Channels.
There we go.
So we have Channel 22. That would be more for high school students, college students, education. If you're an organization that work with the youth, that would be a channel designated for you and the content that those people or those groups create. So Channel 68 will be for the independent filmmakers or the filmmakers who are not necessarily doing education or working with the youth. Let's say you do a podcast, fun, upbeat podcast, and you want, more eyes on your podcast. You could definitely submit that to be aired on Channel 68, for example.
And where are we, once again, thinking about the channels that we have here in Detroit, why now, once again, the push to have them more programmed by some of the local talent that we have here in the city of Detroit? Because these channels have always existed, but then listening to you talk about Channel 22, which is more for the teens and educational purposes, and then Channel 68, independent filmmakers, content creators, podcasters. Let's talk about the importance of having this type of channel or access or pathway for creatives here.
Well, starting in my role, it has been made very clear that this is something that the city has been asking for.
Okay.
So I think now is the perfect time to have that program in place and for myself and my team to be working and branching out, whether it's Detroit Public Schools, whether it's organizations, whether it's independent filmmakers or the filmmakers from Tubi or YouTube. So that has been one of the things that has been addressed to me is that, and even since we've been promoting the event coming up tomorrow on Wednesday, I mean, I have been getting flooded by emails and phone calls from people saying, I have been waiting for this moment. I have been waiting for this day. So I just say to that question for those who have been asking, like, why now? It is now. This is now the time for the city of Detroit to be that hub, to be, even if we can't do a specific service for you, we have built connections with other people where we can send you to, whether if you need to look for a place that lends equipment. I may not be able to have that answer for you, but I know A, B, and C, they lend out equipment. So it's more than one phase or more than one way. We are trying to be supportive to the film community and the creators.
And what do you think about that? Just that overflow of folks coming in, asking questions, and are interested and are excited about what's happening within the city of Detroit with Film Detroit. Because I can see you smiling when you said it. We have so many emails and so much information coming at us. So how does it feel to have this type of response?
It feels wonderful. I am excited because I've been getting that excitement from people, and I feel good about it. And I'm happy that people are excited for this program. They want to learn more. They want to be more involved as well, which I think that really resonates more with me. It's not that the city feels like we are trying to do this on our own, and I don't also want the film community to feel that they have to keep doing their work or chasing their dreams on their own. Like we all have the same goal. You know, a lot of filmmakers want that presence and support from the city, and we want it as well. We want to give it, and we also want to work with them as well. So it's just been really amazing, and I'm looking forward to our event tomorrow.
Yeah, because it's nothing like being seen. Even if it's something as simple as me venting something out and having someone actually listen to what I'm saying and actually put it into action is something that I think the film community and just creatives in general in Detroit would love to continue to happen. But we're talking about Film Detroit. It's a new initiative to engage with Detroit's film community. I'm joined by Chantal Cook, program coordinator for Film Detroit. And this Wednesday, the city is hosting its first Film Detroit outreach session. We're going to get to that right before we get out of here. But Chantal, you mentioned Tubi a minute ago. How does Film Detroit's work contribute to the success Detroit creatives are finding on Tubi? Or how do you plan to build on that success that you're seeing right now coming from Tubi? Or how do you even plan to follow that model a little bit?
Well, you know, that is an ongoing discussion. We know that, you know, people have crowned Tubi the Detroit Tubi.
The Detroit Tubi.
and I have a lot of friends. I've traveled a lot, and everyone outside of Detroit says that as well. So obviously, again, it goes back to my original point. Our talent is just unmatched, and the way people have taken something out of nothing. So I also want to also stress that as far as the outreach program, we also want to make the city a film-friendly city. So with that being said, there are some filmmakers that feel like they only have to make Tubi-esque movies, and I want to push against that narrative. I want to give people access to be able to shoot anywhere in the city and also shoot the beautiful parts of the city, not just the blight, not just the hood movies. I want people to feel like, you know, I can secure that Tubi bag and do that, but I can also create a beautiful masterpiece showcasing the beautiful parts of the city. So I know that's one thing that me and my team are working and collaborating with filmmakers about. As far as what Tubi has created, I know that there has been some interest from them about our city. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah.
It's just only the beginning. But we are having those conversations.
And Chantal, for folks who aren't familiar with what is going on with Detroit and Tubi, why do you think Detroit is so represented on Tubi? Because like you said, it is considered like, quote unquote, Tubi Detroit or Detroit Tubi. So it's just like, what is it about the city that has resonated so well with Tubi?
I think it's just the grit. I think it's the way we tell a story. Detroit has always been revered as a place of storytelling and storytellers, whether it was music, film, art. Like, when you think of film, it's all under the umbrella of the arts and culture. And Detroit is renowned for the arts and culture scene. And again, it goes back to storytelling. You can't make a movie if you don't have a story. You can't make a movie if you don't know how to tell the story that will resonate with the viewers. And, you know, Detroit is just one of those cities where we do it the best.
And Detroit oftentimes is its own character within a lot of these stories. One of my favorite, which wasn't shot here, but I mean, it's an old school classic, but Beverly Hills Cop. He's from Axel Foley's Detroit all the way through and through. And I think Detroit itself is a character in that storytelling of Axel Foley and Beverly Hills Cop, because I mean, if you know, you know, it's one of my favorite films. But just thinking about where we are right now in the city of Detroit, we're going through a mayoral race, a change in leadership in the city of Detroit. I mean, as you continue to go forward with Film Detroit, what are you guys expecting from the next leader of the city? Are you hoping that they are going to embrace what you're doing right now? Like, what are you hoping for in the future with new leadership?
Yeah, well, Mayor Duggan, he has definitely gave our department, Media Services Department, which is under the umbrella, is with Film Detroit, is Media Services. Okay. So he's definitely gave us the green light to, you know, do more in the film community. So I just hope that the mayor is taking notice and is seeing that the work that we're doing, I know it's September and we got a few months left, but you know, we got something we're planning for October. We got something we're planning for November, and just always doing ongoing outreach. I hope the mayor, who is to come, can see the work and see how the city is responding to it. I mean, just our social media alone, I mean, the response has been amazing. So I just hope that they take notice.
And before we do, because I do want to go back really quickly before we get out of here to talk a little bit about, because you talked about it with Tubi, there is a certain style and representation of film that is there when you're watching it. Like you said, sometimes it's a hood film. So you're watching and you're just like, okay, we can maybe go to a different location, or maybe we can do this or change things up. So can you talk about how you're going to make it easier for smaller crews and smaller productions to get around the city and shoot for, I guess, cheaper if you get those permits, you know? Like, yeah. How is it going to be easier for them?
Well, the city of Detroit, we have a no-fee permit application. So if it's just basic, like I just want to go up and down Jefferson and get some B-roll, you know, there's no fee. The fees do come in when you do want to go to areas like Riverfront, Belle Isle, or if you need parking to reserve parking meters, if you need police services because you might need to shut down an area. So that's where the fees do start accumulating. That is part of our mission, is to make Film Detroit help the city become more film friendly for everybody, not just the big productions or the people that got the bag. But so, yeah, I am having those conversations with those entities to see if there is a way. I know for certain Riverfront, they will just kind of tweak their pricing depending on how much time you need. Yeah. Like if you only need 30 minutes, they're not going to charge you the full rate. So yeah. I do know that. But overall, I think that is part of the ongoing conversations we're trying to have, is how we can free up some of that beautiful part of the city so everyone has access to be able to shoot.
And tell those stories from all angles and all spaces and perspectives. But before we get out of here, I do want to talk about tomorrow, September 10th. You're having an event, Detroit, Film Detroit. Is it the first outreach event?
It is our first outreach event.
All right, go into it.
Team, and I just want to shout out my team that has been working very hard alongside me, including Shayla, who's in the studio with us. But yeah, our team has been working very, very hard. It has been a long journey to tomorrow, and I'm excited. I can't wait to do our live presentation, which starts at 4:00, which you can view on Film Detroit's IG page. That's at Film Detroit 313. Also, the City of Detroit's LinkedIn page. And also, if you are a resident, you can catch it live on Channel 21 on Comcast. So we will be having a live presentation that goes into further our conversation we've had today, along with the permit process, film submissions, and our overall goals. Also, we will have a Q&A. So if anyone has any questions, that would be the time to ask. And then from 5 to 7, we will be having a networking mixer. So we got everybody in the city to come together. We want everybody to come together. We bring in the vibe. We have a DJ. We have beverages. We have food. We have resource tables that also offer, whether it's resources or just have work in the film community. They will be there as well. So it's going to be a really good event.
Nice. And I know, once again, the film community in Detroit has really been looking for a way to come together and connect. And here it is right here. Chantal Cook is from the city of Detroit. The city's first outreach event for Film Detroit is tomorrow. And Chantal Cook is actually the program coordinator for Film Detroit. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. You can tune in on Channel 21 and watch Film Detroit's first outreach program that's happening tomorrow, September 10th. What time?
4 to 7.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Chantal.
Thank you.
Coming up, characters from the hit movie The Best Man are moving from the silver screen to the page. The film's director, Malcolm Lee, joined the Metro to talk about his new book and how he's found success in the film industry. Stay right there. We'll be right back on the Metro.